Speaker, I rise to move that the Law Reform Commission Bill 2015, Bill number 12 of 2015, be now read a second time. Mr. Speaker, this bill seeks to establish a permanent Law Reform Commission to keep under continuous review the laws of Guyana with the aim of undertaking its systematic reform and development. Mr. Speaker, there is great need for a commission of such a permanent nature, as the laws of Guyana are long overdue for reform. The majority of Guyana's laws were inherited from its colonial masters, and these laws have not been subject to much reform since their inheritance. As a result, many of our laws are archaic and very much irrelevant to our society today. Further, the past approach in Guyana towards law reform has always been reactive in nature, in a sense that laws are only reformed to solve problems as they arise or as a response to external pressures for change in specific areas of the law. This has resulted in the creation of temporary law reform committees being set up to address law reform in a piecemeal fashion. Mr. Speaker, this bill seeks to remedy the inefficient approach to law reform that was previously utilized by creating a permanent body that will proactively examine Guyana's laws to ensure that the law at all times is fair, relevant, and effective in serving and protecting the interests of the people of Guyana. Mr. Speaker, the structure of the Commission. The bill provides for the Commission to consist of not less than 3 or more than 7 commissioners. And it is necessary to have a relatively large number of commissioners for work of a Law Reform Commission, which is voluminous. It provides that there should be a chairperson of the Commission who shall be elected by and from the members of the Commission. The bill provides for the commissioners to be appointed by the President after acting in consultation with the Minister of Legal Affairs for a term not exceeding 5 years. The bill provides that persons appointed as commissioners must be suitably qualified by the holding of or by having held judicial office, experience as an attorney at law for over 10 years, and experience as a law professor or person teaching law for over 10 years. Mr. Speaker, the bill provides for the appointment of 3 permanent members, including the chairperson of the Commission. The 2 other permanent members would be appointed by the President, and it would be indicated in the instrument of appointment. This provision on the qualification of the commissioners is necessary as commissioners require extensive legal experience that will allow them to critically analyze the law in a legal and societal context and make proposals for law reform while still adhering to the fundamental constitutional principles. Mr. Speaker, the bill grants the Commission the power to regulate its own procedure and to make rules for that purpose. The Commission also has the power to employ staff and to retain the services of professionals required for the proper performance of its functions. These provisions grant the Commission independence to manage its internal organization structure to ensure the efficient performance of its functions. The functions of the Commission, Mr. Speaker, the bill gives the Commission a mandate to keep under review all the law applicable to Guyana, with the view to its systematic development and reform, including the modification of any branch of the law, the elimination of anomalies, the repeal of obsolete and unnecessary enactments, the reduction of the number of separate enactments, and generally, the simplification and modernization of the law. For the purpose of carrying out its mandate, the Commission may, 1, receive and consider suggestions or proposals for reform of the law, which may be forwarded to it by ministers of government, public officials, association of lawyers, any law reform committee, or other learned bodies and members of the general public. 2, prepare and submit to the Minister of Legal Affairs specific programs for the examination of different branches of the law with a view to reform. 3, undertake the examination of particular branches of the law and formulate proposals for reform. 4, undertake the formulation of draft bills relating to proposals for reform containing the recommendations. 5, consult any person who has technical experience or specialized knowledge in any branch of the law. 6, set up temporary law reform committees to examine particular branches of the law with a view to making proposals or recommendations for reform. Mr. Speaker, it can be gleaned from the summary of these functions that the Commission seeks to embark on law reform through consideration of proposals from government or other stakeholder groups, and also through its own initiative. The bill stipulates that the Commission may set up temporary law reform committees to examine particular branches of the law. And the bill specifically states that members of these committees shall not be restricted to members of the legal profession. This particular provision is essential in that it provides non-legal persons with an opportunity to offer contributions to law reform. It ensures that the process of law reform is not conducted strictly by legal-minded persons who may sometimes fail to appreciate societal implications of reform. Mr. Speaker, the bill stipulates that the chairperson shall prepare a report of its activities and program of law reform to the Minister. In addition, the Commission must submit annual reports to the Minister of Legal Affairs, who shall lay such reports before the National Assembly. This ensures that the work of the Commission is transparent and open to examination. Mr. Speaker, there were consultations with stakeholders in relation to this bill, and some of the proposals that were put forward by stakeholders, we have embraced them, and they are included in the amendments that have been laid over before this Honorable House, which I propose to move at the relevant time. Mr. Speaker, I therefore commend this bill for passage to this Honorable House.
I wish to say that the pious protestation of the last speaker does not move me at all. And I want to say that all of a sudden they are making the indications as if this here bill that we have in front of us is not a necessary bill at this stage. I recall, Mr. Speaker, when my honorable members over there were over here, a motion for the institutionalizing of a law reform commission brought by Miss Debbie Backer, was literally thrown out when they had the majority. Thrown out! And they come with their pious protestations now to indicate, oh yes, we would like to make it more refined. The members over there, honorable as they are not doing their memories well when they make those statements as they're now making. And so, to the extent then that they're going to say that this will be the mother of all commissions, they had aborted the commission very quickly in that, I think it was 2005 or sometime there. We had extensive deliberations on why it is necessary to have a law reform commission. We made the distinction that indeed these volumes, a law revision committee can make these volumes, but in these volumes, as only just now, was debated on, the point that is that certain pieces of our law that call for agent general to direct the coroners to investigation and all of those things are indeed archaic. What this bill seeks to do is that which in these blue volumes under Attorney General Mr. Anil Nandalal is to ensure that those will be deleted. Those that are obsolete will come out, just like what his point was when debating the previous coroner's bill. All of those. And if we would have had that since 2005, when Honorable Member Madam Debbie Baca had brought that bill, we would have gotten that done long time ago. So there is absolutely no need to delay this bill one day more in any special select committee. And to come here now and indicate to the House with all those pleas and demands of theirs can't pass muster knowing their history. Must never be allowed. And so I notice they're talking about, they're making the criticism now, the honorable members there across, and when I say that, I don't mean any disrespect, it's just that sometimes it comes out. All right, well please, I will. Honorable Member Priyamanik Chand, when you made the point just now about we are not going to appoint independent members of this commission, that's rather, please, whatever you are saying, you're giving the impression that we are going to deliberately not, yes, we are deliberately going to put up men, old men, and who probably don't know the law, it would appear. Oh my goodness, that's a premature approach that is doing harm to the actual bill that we have here by saying what she feels, what the honorable member feels that we're going to do, we shouldn't support it. And you know, I will always come back to this point, and it is not that it wasn't brought here before, but what did they not bring a bill there with all the 23 years that they were in government? We are doing this thing also to keep a promise to the people of this country. And when we are keeping our promises, they want to delay the promises and the delivery of that promise. We should not. There is absolutely nothing against the grain, as it were, in a bill having that these commission members will be appointed by the President after consultation with the Honorable Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs. Commission of this nature generally will have to be appointed by the President. And it is not as if the President is going to appoint people who do not know the law to do all these things. Reform the law, modify the branches of the law, eliminate anomalies, repeal obsolete and unnecessary enactments, reduce the number of separate enactments, and so on. All those things will require people and minds in the legal field that knows about these things. And this is giving the impression, so we must block it, delay it, by virtue of then, simply because you are saying that by, I don't know, the wildest of imagination, all the men will be appointed.
I don't know why they're attacking these people like that.
Apparently they have something against old men. So I am urging, as is, this is an excellent bill for purposes of what we need for this country. And it was 2005, 2016, it was 11 years late in coming. We must not delay it one further day.